Welcome back to day 3. I want to paint a picture for you. Your alarm goes off. Before your feet even hit the floor, you're reaching for the phone. There's a text message, there's an email, a notification, maybe something on social media catches your attention, and you start scrolling. And you tell yourself, I'm only going to check one thing. But that one thing becomes 3 things. That 3 things becomes 10. That 5 minutes becomes 15 minutes. And before you know it, you're responding to everyone else's priorities before you've even thought about your own. Are you thinking that's you maybe? Okay. You rush through your morning. You're putting out fires. You're answering emails. You're getting your dings and your pings. Maybe you start returning calls. You handle problems. You jump from one thing to the next thing, and this is how your day begins. One after one, and your day has barely begun. And you're already following priorities that aren't necessarily your own. As the day progresses, you feel a little bit behind, a little anxious. You're moving constantly. You're starting to get a little tired. And at the end of the day, you're like, what did I actually get done today? Did I accomplish what I wanted to accomplish? Was I productive in the way I want to be productive? And maybe this isn't every day, but if you're like most people, you've had more days like that than you would like. And that is why this day 3 is going to exist, because day 1 was about who you are. Day 2 was about what you want and why it matters, that clarity piece. But today is about the how. How do you stop living reactively and start living intentionally or proactively, planning? How do you stop letting the day happen to you and start taking control of your day? How do you go from feeling busy all day to actually moving your life forward? How do you go from reacting to everyone else's priorities to following a plan that reflects your goals, your values, your vision for your life? I want you to take that in for a moment. That's what today is about. Today, I'm going to teach you a framework I call Design Your Day. Sometimes I refer to it as DYD, but it is Design Your Day. It's a simple system I've used with coaching clients for many years that have helped them to become more intentional, more focused, and more productive in a way that makes them money or gets them where they want to be. And one quick note before we begin. In the comments below, you'll find today's Design Your Day PDF. Sorry about my cat. It's pinned there, and it goes into much more detail than I can cover in this video. So I really encourage you to print it out. I took a lot of time to create that for you so that you can really know what we're talking about, because the video, I can't get into all the details because this isn't something that you just watch. It's something that you need to do. It's not just a listening thing, it's a doing thing. The goal of the series is not information. The goal is transformation. Okay, so there's a gap from where you are to where you want to be. And Design Your Day is the tool, the strategy that helps you close that gap. Not by working harder, not by getting lucky, but by becoming intentional with your time, your energy, and your actions. So let's get started in your own DYD and the steps that you need to do. There are 5 parts of this framework. Your morning routine is 1. Your 3 musts are 2. Time blocking is 3. Focus is 4. and your feedback loop is 5. Each one works with the other. One is just as important as 5. You need all of them to really do this the way that will give you the most results that you're looking for. Okay, so together, I will help you create a structure that helps you stop reacting to life and start intentionally creating the results you want. So let's start with step 1, which is the morning routine. Maybe you have some of it already, but let's put this in perspective. How you start your day matters. In fact, I would argue that how you start your day often determines how the rest of your day unfolds. If you wake up and immediately grab your phone and check social media, respond to emails, and start reacting to the world around you, you've already, in a sense, given your attention to my cat away before you decided where it should go. You've started the day reactively, and the goal is to start the day intentionally or proactively. For some people, that might be prayer. For others, meditation. That includes some praying as well, journaling, thinking about gratitude, looking over what their plans for the day are, reading something positive, doing a short workout, something that gets the blood going. That is part of your morning routine. You move your body and you feed your mind with positivity, gratitude, and peace. That is how you start to decide how you're going to show up before the world starts making demands on you. A morning routine becomes the foundation that the rest of your day is built upon. It can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. You know your schedule. Start small if you need to. It's your opportunity to align your actions with the person you're becoming. So take a breath, stop the video, and write down your ideal AM routine. And then I want you to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to doing it? Let me know in the comments what your morning routine is, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 low, 10 high, how committed you are to doing it. Now let's move to part 2. In part 2, you have 3 musts. And in full transparency, I learned this from Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield. They all call it a little different things. These are your non-negotiable. The 3 things that absolutely must happen in that day. Other things may happen, but these 3 things are musts. Not 10 things, not 20 things, 3 things. Your musts, your non-negotiables would be the activities that really move yourself forward. Now, don't make it brushing your teeth if you burn to brush your teeth. That's just a fun little example. But the activities connected to the goals you identified yesterday, so they align together. Maybe it's exercising if you're in sales. Maybe it's prospecting. Maybe it's spending focused time on a very particular project that you have. Whatever they are, these are the things that matter most to moving you forward. And here's the key. Your musts get scheduled first, not last. First. When you open up your day and you're planning it, those musts get scheduled first, because if everything is important, then nothing is important. Your musts become your priorities. And when you complete them, you win the day. Here's an insider's tip. Make your new AM routine one of your musts. That just gets it done. Now, just for a moment, I want you to close your eyes and picture being the person that, even if you don't know what the musts are yet, but you know that you had them. You decided your must, you completed them, and it's done at the end of the day. Close your eyes and really feel how you would feel when your 3 musts were done. Stop the video and write it down. And let me know in the comments how you felt. Now, moving on, let's move to part 3, time blocking. That's one of my favorite productivity sayings is, what gets scheduled gets done. I don't know where I heard that from, but I didn't make it up. What gets scheduled gets done. Time blocking is simply deciding in advance when something is going to happen and what will happen. in that block of time. Instead of saying, I'll get to it later, because we know later doesn't come, you give it a specific place in your calendar. You give it a home. If one of your musts is exercise, where does that live in your calendar? If one of your musts is prospecting, where does it live? What time does it start? What time does it end? If you're a writer, where does that live in your calendar? Put it there. And you know what? There are many great digital options, and certainly there's nothing wrong with doing that. Or do it the old-fashioned way and write it down. But the key, it's not in your brain. It's written or typed in somewhere, and something that you look at all day long. Check yourself all day long. You're deciding in advance. That is the key to it all. This is where many people start to see real progress, because they stop hoping they'll find the time and they start creating time. Listen to that. Not hoping, but creating. Designing, not by default. Now let's move to part 4. Focus. Those 5 letters, step 5 is all about focus. They are powerful when used correctly. And honestly, this is where the magic happens. When you're in a time block, stay in that time block. If it's your workout block, work out. If it's your writing block, write. If it's your prospecting block, prospect. Don't answer emails. Don't look at notifications. Don't answer tasks. Don't bounce around. Don't multitask. Don't check your phone every few minutes. Don't let every notification pull you away from what you have already decided matters, because remember, you're designing this, not somebody else. Remember the picture we painted at the beginning of the video? The person bouncing from one thing to another all day, answering a text, email, social media, and they're just very tired and busy. But that's what happens when we don't protect our attention. Research has shown that every time we switch tasks, it takes time for our brain to refocus. It's called context switching. And it takes an average, get this, of 20 minutes to get back into that focused flow every time. So every time you think it's only looking at your phone for a minute, you're really giving up way more time than that. We think checking the email, the text, the notification, it's just a minute, it's just 30 seconds. But every interruption comes with a cost. And that is why focus matters. One block, one task, one purpose. Train yourself to stay present. That's where momentum starts. And finally, part 5. I'm sorry if this is a little long. This part very often is overlooked. And this is where the real transformation occurs. So don't skip part 5. Part 5 is your feedback loop. Elon Musk says, I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. At the end of the day, take a few minutes to review. And I have a form that's in the PDF for today. It's called the Daily Rate and Review. What worked? What didn't? What were your wins? What were your challenges? What would you do differently, if anything, tomorrow? Are there any pivots that I have to do? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's not about judging yourself either. I want to make sure I made that clear. It's about being honest with yourself. Because awareness comes when you're aware. It creates improvement. Give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 1 low, 10 high. If the number is lower than you want, make adjustments to raise that number if you can do that. Celebrate your wins. Very important to celebrate your wins. Learn from the misses, pivot. Maybe you overextended yourself. Remember, there's a line that I always talk about with my clients, and it's from Tony Robbins, and it's one of my favorite things. Progress, not perfection. You haven't failed. Even if you're just becoming aware, that's progress. And then design tomorrow. This is where momentum starts to build day after day, choice after choice, small actions repeated consistently over time. And before you go to sleep, take a moment for gratitude. You can think it. If you feel like writing it, write it. What are 3 things that you can be grateful for today? Writing is better, but if all you want to do is think about it, think about that. Reflect on it. Because gratitude expands us. It has shift in our perspective, and perspective changes everything. All of our thoughts and feelings lead to our behaviors. Take that in. So let's bring this all together. Day 1 was about identity, who you are. Day 2 was about clarity, and day 3 is, and clarity, what do you want? Why does it matter? Don't want to forget that. But today was about structure. Today is about how you're going to make it happen. That's what Design Your Day is about. So please do the worksheet. The worksheet is very, very helpful. That's in there. And you can design your day. The 5 steps we discussed today and other insights are in that PDF. So do the work. Remember, this is a doing thing. It's not just a watching thing, because information does not change your life. Only action changes your life. That's it. So that's enough for today. I know this is a little long. Tomorrow we're going to build on everything we've done so far and talk about one of the C's of success, which is consistency. Because knowing what to do is one thing. Doing it consistently is really where results are created, and we stack those wins. I think I have a video in there about stacking wins somewhere in my channel. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, get the notifications, leave a comment, share it with people, and tell me in the comments, what are your 3 musts? I'd love to know. I'd love to hear them. Thank you again for trusting me with the thing that is super valuable, and that's your time. Have a great day.